Breach of policy will cause your report status to be revoked. No jumping in the assembly area.
Hey! Over here! I'm Icarus. Noah sent me.
You could be anyone.
Well, you'll just have to trust me. Here, take this. I want to get off the streets.
A beat link? But
Put it on. We need to get you connected and calibrated. I know Noah's eager to talk to you.
I've got to be open about something. I absolutely loved 2008's Mirror's Edge. I really did. However, I sucked so badly at it. It's one of those games that you love to play even though you aren't any good at it. And the same is true for Catalyst. I can't even begin to tell you how many times I died while playing this game. And yet at no time did it ever become frustrating. That says something to me. It means that the game comes together in such a way that it remains fun throughout the 10-hour adventure, regardless of your skill level, and that is excellent news because there's some real fun to be had here. There's nothing else on the market quite like Mirror's Edge Catalyst, and I do mean that. The game is inspired by the incredible feats of parkour practitioners. Faith, the protagonist, can whisk alongside walls, jump over obstacles, and roll to safety from high jumps. When all of these pieces come together, it's just breathtaking to see and to play, because you truly feel empowered to travel anywhere in this open city. It offers an incredible sense of freedom. One of the best aspects of the game is that the more you play, the better you get. Mirror's Edge Catalyst is one of those games where the player's skill level dramatically improves as they play. While at first it may seem impossible to run along a wall, leap to another wall, ascend a small obstacle, and then vault over a balcony just to land to safety by rolling onto a high wire, 2,000 feet above street level. In time, though, you'll be doing this and much more with precision you never thought possible, and that's awesome. The upgrade system works well, although it feels a little bizarre unlocking some key moves Faith should already have given her skill set from the previous game. Every time you score 1,000 points, you're able to unlock a new upgrade, which is broken down into movement, combat, and gear trees. I recommend focusing on movement upgrades first, as these allow you to reach your objectives much faster than your default moveset can. Freedom to explore and the incredible wealth of collectibles will keep you coming back for more, as you get to focus on what the game does best, running, jumping, and using the environment to your advantage. From collecting over 300 grid leaks to achieving a 3-star rating on Dash missions, there's enough content here to keep you coming back for a very long time to come. While the city Faith traverses looks quite barren overall, the intricate level design is nothing short of awe-inspiring. This is extremely evident when you try to hack all of the giant billboards located on some of the largest and tallest buildings in the city. When you first arrive, you'll scratch your head trying to figure out how the heck do I get up there, only to realize shortly afterwards that if you do X, Y, and Z, you might be able to make it. When you finally reach your destination, the feeling of accomplishment you get is incredibly rewarding, and the game is littered with these moments, all thanks to the fantastic level design. The animations and overall graphics look very nice and detailed. Running, jumping, and all other abilities feel spot on thanks to the little details like the controller slowly vibrating just before you hit the ground from a high jump. You can almost feel the wind in your hands, which is awesome. The audio is also impressive, beginning with solid voice acting, great musical scores, and fantastic sound effects. Now, not everything is wonderful. Runner vision, which is meant to assist you in showing how to reach your next objective, is, well, not as great as it could be. I often found it didn't pop up quick enough, so there were many moments where I was running along just fine, and then I had to stop because I needed to wait and see where I was supposed to go next. Like I became overly dependent on it, which is really unfortunate. The Echo also doesn't show you the optimal path to follow, which gets really annoying when you're trying to deliver a package or complete a dash challenge. In those situations, I found trial and error to be best, and would often just shut off the Echo for periods at a time just to ensure I didn't take the long way to an objective. A little bit of tweaking could have made this a much better system, such as perhaps being able to upgrade the Echo or runner vision so that its effectiveness was improved over time. Another element that is sort of hit or miss is the game's storyline. On one hand, it doesn't detract from the gameplay in the least, but it surely doesn't live up to its potential. Faith lives in such an incredibly rich and diverse world that the developers could have done so much more with the story, and instead it's cliched and predictable. I was truly disappointed by this, as I had such high hopes for a sequel that would have dug a little bit deeper into this near-future dystopian city that is controlled by corporations and where people no longer really have a voice. Instead, we get something terribly generic, which is such a shame. For everything the game does right with movement and the fluid nature of the controls, the combat system feels much less responsive. I get what DICE was trying to do here, allowing you to use your environment to perform something like a flying wall kick and things like that, but it never comes together as intended. The end result is combat feels clunky and stiff, which is directly counter to everything else the game is trying to do. To make matters worse, there's a focus meter which once full makes Faith essentially bulletproof, but the only way to fill that meter is to continually move. However, that's not always an option for some of the combat situations where you're just in a tiny little room, so that sort of drags the game to a halt. Mirror's Edge Catalyst is an incredibly fun game when it fires on all cylinders. However, it sputters along at times thanks to some forced combat scenes and a disappointing storyline. That said, I'm still a huge fanboy of this universe and I can't recommend this game enough. I adore how unique the gameplay is, and I respect DICE for continually trying something new. Fans of the original game might take a little time to get used to the open world, but I think veterans and newcomers alike will find a lot of fun to be had in this game. Go check it out.
Cooper wants you to be careful, Faith.
Hey, you guys. Whoa. There's a huge hole in the wall here.
The explosion tore off one of the road lights. You might need to drag You're getting close, Faith. Plastic is